Hello guys, this is Brian Tubbs coming at you with another video. Today I'm still working on the cow sculpture, but today I've pretty much finished the head. It's just sitting on here, it's not mounted on, it's not welded on yet. But today I'm out here working on the tail portion that's going to go, here. So as I said earlier in the other video, this is a 1/4 inch thick plate that the body is made of, like 3 different pieces. And then on the tail portion, I was going to do a 1/4 inch, thick solid rod. Then I figured that wasn't thick enough. And then we came with the idea of using some rebar, like 1/2 inch rebar, but then that would be like too difficult to bend. I'll be using too much gas trying to heat that up and bend it. So we came up with using A36 5/8 solid rod for this tail. So what I had to do is get my oxyacetylene torch out to heat it up, because there's no way in the world I'll be able to bend this just freehand. I could with a lot of leverage, but I only bought probably 3.5 feet of this stuff. So I figured it'd be a lot easier to just get my oxyacetylene torch out and doing it. So my son that's working on it with me, he came out, he was holding a torch, and it went from this straight rod to this so far. And so as opposed to just having this 5/8 piece of metal sitting on here with this big hump right here and all this excess on the edges, I decided to take a lot of that top down. I took my cutoff wheel, cut it down, and then my son came behind me with the grinder and grinded it down, and then we grinded it on the underside, so when it sits on here it has a more natural look. And then what we'll do from this point is I'll be just kind of welding, kind of starting from out here somewhere and working my way back to the front portion of this and just blending that in so it just look natural to this piece. Then of course I'll be doing some welding in here just to kind of blend that in on both sides. And then, as you know, most cows have, all cows and bulls have this thing on the end, like it's like a fly swatter. That's what they call it. So what I came up with was this brush. It's a wire brush shaped in this shape. So I'm going to be putting that on the end of this so-called tail. So what I'm going to do, I'll have to taper this down better so that when it fits up to this, it'll look more natural than how it's looking now. So that's pretty much what I'm working on right now. And I'll have to do the legs at another point in time. I'm not sure if it'll be this video or the next video, however I decide to do it. But that's what I'm kind of working on now. And so what I did was, again, I just took the torch, had my son, just moving the torch back and forth. When this would start turning orange, I would just start bending it. And we did it up top first, and then we moved to this lower portion, start bending that. I was gonna have more of a bend to it, but we decided he liked it just going straight up and down like that. So that's his decision to make. So we just kind of left it at that. So what I'm going to do now, is taking the bottom portion, getting it more like the top portion, just so this guy would fit in more. And like I said, what I did with the top is I took my cutoff wheel and cut a lot of the material away. But I think what I'll do this time is just take the grinder and just grind this metal down some until it kind of fits more with this. I mean, I could just cut this portion off and just weld it to here. But I think it would just probably look better extending out, maybe. I'll make that decision in just a few minutes. Just want to see how it's going to look. That might not be a bad idea. Just cut that off and just TIG weld this onto that. Well, let me see. Now that I think about it, it might be better to leave the thickness of the tail here. And I was able to take some of this coating off. Now just cut this portion that sticks out off, put it right to the tail, and just TIG weld it on there. That would probably be a better idea. So let me go ahead and take some more of this coating off of here and just see what I come up with. So I'm just taking just my flat disc. So I just took the flat disc, took that coating off, and now what I'll do is I'll just cut this portion off and just TIG weld it to the bottom of that tail. It might be easier to just MIG weld that on because of the little gap that's there, as opposed to trying to TIG weld it on there. But let's just see what we come up with. I'm gonna take some of this mill scale off of here real quick. Then I'm gonna see if I can just weld it on. All right. So I'm not sure which one of you guys gave me the idea, but thanks for the idea. Maybe you were just thinking that and I just caught on. All right, so what I'm gonna do is just get this, well, let me see if I can get some of this scale off of here first. So I'll get some scale off, then I'll go ahead and just kind of see if I can make it on there. All right, so I'm gonna just see if I can get it kind of lined up here. Just kind of center it a little bit as best I can. So see if I can find a good spot to put it. See if I can just shoot a tack in this spot here, just to see what it looks like. because I'm just trying to get it kind of even on all sides. So it look like this is in center. That's not too bad, if you guys can see that. It's not too bad. See if I can go and shoot another couple welds in. Look like it's going to work out pretty good. It's a lot better, a lot faster than how I was going to do it in the first place. Get my brush and clean it up a little bit. Let you guys see it's a little closer. This is what it looks like a little bit closer. I think it came out pretty good. Had it set up at for 1/4 inch. So what I'm going to do now, just weld these ends, because this is just stainless steel wire, and I don't want someone coming up and brushing against it and cutting themselves. So I think I'm going to just weld each of the ends together. See if that'll work out. So I'm really just trying to get a little bead on here. Just want it to be where it won't stick anyone, that's all. And I'm sure there's probably a better way, but I figure I'll just give this a shot. And as you guys know, I'm pretty tough on safety, especially being out there in the field. Like we're constantly out there in the field doing this stuff. People will try to sue for anything, so you always want to protect yourself. If you have a sign up that says "Do not touch," and they touch it anyway, they'll say they didn't see the sign, and they will try to sue you. So always try to protect yourself as best you can. Doesn't look as good with the weld on the end, but that's okay. I don't mind. I don't see any more sharpies sticking out anywhere, so I think it'll be okay. Get my grinder and just hit this piece of weld spatter right here. Just knock that down. Okay guys, so next with the tail, I'm going to try and get some of this this scale off of here. I'm going to be using this disc. Most of it is worn off, but it's the disc I normally use to get mill scale off. So I'm going to give it a shot and just see if I can do it. I'll put a picture up of what this is. I got these from Menards, but you can get them from like Home Depot. But Menards have them for, I think it's 2 for like $18, something like that. So that's why I get them from Menards. But let me see if I can get some of this scale off of here. And it doesn't have to be perfect, it has to be good. And that's what it looks like, guys, without the scale on there. A nice shine. So next it'll be just tacking it on to the back of the cow. All right, so I'm gonna have to kind of move this off the table because it's too long. So now it's a matter of just getting it lined up on here and then just putting some tacks on it, a couple tacks, and just go through and just fill the rest of that in with weld. Just try and make it look, you know, as good and natural as possible. And that'll be pretty much it for the tail. Just gotta make sure this is lining up good. And it doesn't have to be like coming up perfectly off the back or anything like that. It can be going left, right, it doesn't matter. But I think I'm gonna do is just take a little bit more of that material off right there. Seems like it has a little hump right in this spot here, which I don't want. Okay, I think that looks better to me anyway. Just the way it was, it wasn't sitting exactly how I wanted it at first. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but just has to be good. So what I'll do is just put a tack on it now to hold it, and then I'll make adjustments from there. All right, so it's a matter of getting it forward enough and back enough. I don't want it too far forward, but I don't want it too far back. I want it to look more natural, I guess. Now just shoot a tack on the back here. So it's not too bad. So what I gotta do now is make sure everything looks okay. And then I'll put maybe a tack here on both sides. Then just kind of run the tacks in along there just to keep it in place. I'm just kind of making sure it's kind of hanging down and not off to one side too much. I mean, that would be okay. I mean, a cow's tail is a cow's tail. They'll do whatever they want to do with the tail. I'm just trying to get it just looking as good as possible. Just coming down the center as much as possible. So what I'll do now, just tack it here. And then in this section coming through here, I'm gonna have to weld up coming from the top of this body to the top of the tail. I'm gonna have to kind of add some welding and just kind of taper that so it doesn't like this, that little hump is there. So what I'll do now, just add some welding here. Let me get my helmet on so I can see a little bit better. All right, here we go. I'm just building this up. Just a little bit. Because in this way, it seems more natural. There's not a hump there, it just kind of flows in. And I may even take my grinder and just kind of smooth it in a little bit more, but not really that necessary because this is just a garden art. But then I'll probably, I might just TIG weld that in right there. I might. Just to make it just look neat. As opposed to MIG welding, that I might just take it. Might just go ahead and take that in. Just the more I work on this thing, the more I have to do. So let me go ahead and set up my the TIG welder so I can go ahead and weld that in. I'll take the head off. You know, and I can imagine some people might say, it's not my piece, it doesn't have to be out perfect, but if my fingerprints are on it, my name is going to be somewhere on it, because they're going to mention my name, it has to be done, you know, as best as I can get it. Let me take some lacquer thinner and just get some of this writing off of here. It's writing from the manufacturer. It's has number 37 on it, has quarter inch, has AAA on it, all that stuff. So I'm gonna get that stuff off of there. Because if I don't get it off now, when I weld it, it'll bake it in, and I probably won't be able to get it off. It'll be a lot harder. All right, so what I'm gonna do is just weld right into this seam. I'll just blend that in, and we'll all the way out to the end of this where it stops meeting in there. I'll leave that wherever it touches. I'm gonna go ahead and weld that in. Just seeing how it looks on the other side. Looks pretty good. All right, here we go. I'm at 100 amps. flip it over just to be sure it didn't pull too much this way. Now I'm gonna go from here back forward.
You're staying right in a little seam. Go back through and just kind of smooth my weld out.
All right, let me flip it back over. I'm gonna just go through and smooth all this down as much as I can. And again, I don't have to do it, but I just do it just to make it look good as possible.
So I'm just pushing the puddle, letting it smooth out and blend in.
All right, guys, so that's the cow with the tail line, and that's how I do it. I mean, again, this is the first time I've made one, but that's how I did it. I used 836 5/8 rod, and I used an oxyacetylene torch, my son and I, to bend it. He had to go. He has a concert tomorrow, so he has to practice for that. But he was out here with me earlier bending. He wanted to be in the film, but he had to go. But that's cool. So I got the tail on now. I'll just go back through and just do some final, blending with my grinder. And then it'll be time to go ahead and just weld the head on, and then we'll move on to the legs. So maybe in the next video, I'll have the legs cut out and shaped and all that stuff, and weld them on, and maybe I'll make the final video of this thing, just so you guys can see, what the end product is. But guys, it's gonna do it for this one. And as usual, peace out.